I'm Matt Bichard here in New York City for NAREIT's REIT Week, the 2018 Investor Conference. Joining me today is Dave Schulte, CEO of CorEnergy. Dave, thanks so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Now, as the first publicly listed energy infrastructure REIT, is CorEnergy's business model well understood by the investor base yet?
Well, we think it is and it isn't. And honestly, coming to REIT Week gives us a great opportunity to explain some of the differences in infrastructure asset base from traditional real estate assets such as office buildings and retail buildings. Infrastructure tends to be critical to somebody else's operations. They can't run their business without access to those assets. And that's not that familiar to traditional REIT investors. Our primary investor base, why I said it is and isn't, has been energy investors, people who are familiar with the operations of the companies that our assets are used by. And over time, we've made some great inroads with REIT Week's attendance, creating awareness among REIT dedicated investors. They have started owning our perpetual preferred stock and even some of our convertible debt. And we're waiting for the opportunity to have a more deeply involved awareness of our common stock as well.
And how does the landscape look with regard to acquisition opportunities among upstream operators?
In this post-oil and gas crisis world, upstream companies have emerged with much greater capital discipline. Investors in those companies want their operations to be self-funded, and so that creates really a tremendous opportunity set for us because we can enable companies to sell an asset to us that has a lower return profile and redeploy those dollars that are on their balance sheet already into higher return activities such as drilling. So we see opportunities in the upstream sector with dedicated assets where operators want to retain control of their assets, but they don't need to own them. That's perfect for us.
And lastly, we're here almost mid-year. What are some of your key priorities for the rest of this year?
You know, our always priority for us is to make sure that we are keeping good stewardship over the assets that we own today. And because we don't operate them, that means we've got to be very active with our counterparties, helping make sure that their businesses are sound and that our assets are utilized appropriately in their businesses. The second part, though, of our goal is to grow our business, and we are still relatively small. So we expect to close 1 to 2 acquisitions per year in the $50 to $250 million range. Our pipeline of opportunities is robust, as I described them, and so I would look for us this year to both take good care of what we own and try to add to our dowry of assets in our portfolio.
Dave, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For more from NAREIT's REIT Week, be sure to visit NAREIT's website, REIT.com.